Today, history is being made. Today, over 1.5 million books will be distributed. Courtesy of His Excellency, the people. Shall we please rise to welcome His Excellency Godwin Obaseki, Parapanda, Salamita, from local government to local government organizations. Ladies and gentlemen,
learning better and significantly delivering improved learning outcomes. And that is the journey that we are on today. 5 years ago, we tried to answer His Excellency's questions at the children in school, at the teachers in school, and at the teachers teaching. And based on what we've done, we put a machinery in place that provides accountability for the teachers' time and their lesson delivery. We have put learning materials, both printed and digital, in class. We've leveraged technology, and we are basically running the system on a very high monitoring and evaluation system. So pretty much we can answer those three questions. Post-COVID, the world is asking the same questions. Are children really learning, even if they are going to school? The focus is now moving from out of school children to what really is happening in the classrooms all over the world, and even specifically in Nigeria. Okay, I remember that I wrote in my speech that in international stages now, Edo is being seen as a country, because when you have Nigeria, then you have Edo, just because of the Edo Best program, and that's what His Excellency has done for us. I remember also speaking with, I think, Crusoe yesterday, and saying that for every time His Excellency climbs a stage, locally or internationally, I feel a burden to ensure, a responsibility to ensure that the things he speaks about on those stages are actually true. If he says something is happening in a classroom in Edo State, it's our responsibility to ensure that that really is happening. As the world focuses now on learning outcomes, so do we at this stage in our reform. A critical part of that, or a critical component or ingredient to that, is the provision of instructional materials. Since the program started in 2018, we have delivered over 1.8 million books, printed instructional materials across 848 primary schools. And while that is impressive enough, since last year, we took in the entire GSS schools into the program, so we have all 306 junior secondary schools in the Edo Best program. We also thank you. We also added on 159 schools that were not primary schools that were not in the Edo Best program under the first Edo Best 1.0. So we've brought in, I don't have the figure of the children, but we brought in additional schools and additional children into the program. Today, in this hall, you are surrounded by books that, by count, are about 1.5 million, going to all the schools that have joined the program in the last year, as well as the primary schools that need new books because of enrollment figures, or just because by the passage of times, books need to be replaced. At least 1 million books here will go to primary schools, and over 500,000 books will go to the junior secondary schools. I think at this time I would like to thank, of course, His Excellency, my boss, because it is his vision that we live, and that is the reason that we do the things that we do. I would like to thank my indefatigable team at SUBEB. I'm not a very easy boss to work with, because I do not understand that things cannot be done. You understand? If it needs to be done, we will find a way to get it done, and I harass them constantly, but I mean, they bear with me, and at the end of the day, we deliver the results that we must. So I want to thank them, especially the kitting and distribution team, because one of the things in my speech that I was going to say was also the advantage of a reform is that it's not only just the glitz and glamour, it's actually all the things that come with capacity building for the government staff, who are the people that carry out the reform, especially at the stage where we are, when we are domesticating the Edo Best program, thinking about transitioning and sustainability. In fact, yesterday, an article was released on the World Bank blog about Edo, so you should check it out. It's on my status, but you can, of course, always Google it. And when I responded to the World Bank team, I said, this article is relevant, is timely, and is very instructive for where we are today as a reform. Basically, I took notes while I was reading it. And that's essentially why we are here today. I would also like to thank all the people behind the scenes, you know, the people that process. I probably call the AG, the Commissioner of Finance, the Commissioner of Education, the Procurement MD, the Auditor General. I want to thank them for everything that they did here to ensure that we didn't fall over any banana peels, and we got our documentation right, and we were able to pull this off. I would also like to thank all the education managers across our system, from the education secretaries to the head of sections to all the school leaders. I would like to thank you very much. We couldn't really have done it without you. I always tell my team, you're only as good as the team that supports you. And just to say to His Excellency, thank you. To my team, thank you. And thank you very much.
Are we happy to be here today? Yes, we are. Permit me, sir, to, on behalf of school leaders in the basic education sector, to express our happiness to you for what you are about to do here today. It is not an easy task to distribute almost 2 million books to students in Edo State government schools, primary and secondary, junior secondary. In my almost 35 years in the teaching profession, I have never witnessed a thing like this. I have taught in 4 local government areas of the state, and I have come to terms with what parents go through in buying books for their children. In schools now, we see parents who are not able to afford books for their children. A child using 1 notebook for up to 4 subjects. I saw the workbooks. I saw the textbooks. When I came into this hall this morning, all I could express was, wow, wow, wow. Thank you, sir. It takes a man with courage. It takes a man with love for children to be able to do a thing like this. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. In addition to that, because of what parents go through, when I walked in the rural area, parents would look for money to buy books for their children. They will have to travel long distances to go to Mission Road or Ibiwe to buy books for their children. But today, these books will go to these children in their schools. The parents will no longer need to travel long distances and spend money to buy books for their children. In addition to this, sir, we know that you have done so well for us. We are grateful, sir. Thank you so much. We appreciate your gesture and your magnanimity.
I want to seize this opportunity to say a big thank you to you, because what we are saying today is amazing. But all I can say, my colleague has said it all, but I just want to say this. I'm the principal of Niger College. If I go back the memory lane, in 2019, when I resumed in that school, it was like a death sentence. And the teachers that were posted with me, they said this is a war zone. But today, His Excellency have changed the narrative. You have done what Napoleon Bonaparte of France could not do. Thank you once again. God bless you.
So just say thank you.
What my colleagues have just said. I want to, on behalf of all the head teachers in Edo State, appreciate you, sir. You have asked me to thank you very much for what you have been doing for us. This is not the first time. In 2018, you also supply textbooks and writing material to all the primary schools in Edo State. As at that time, people were just thinking, well, how long can the governor do this? But in 2023, you are repeating the same feat. Despite a year and plus, some months for you to go. You have told us before that if you have 100 naira, 40 naira will be spent on education. But what I have seen here, you have spent more than 40 naira. You have spent more than that, sir. So we want to continue. You know, let me say you are pupils friendly and teacher friendly governor. Thank you, sir. God bless you.
Books. Look at this wonder. Isn't it breathtaking? If you had seen the back to school jingles making waves on all media platforms, then you will agree that this is the 8th wonder of the world. Good afternoon, His Excellency, Governor Godwin Obaseki. Good afternoon, the SUBEB Chairman, Mrs. Ozavize Aitayo Salami, and other distinguished guests. standing on the existing protocols. My name is Osagweweka. I'm a student of Imaguro Junior Secondary School, and I'm in GS3, and I can't wait to use these books. Let me tell you a tale I was told not so long ago by my fellow students who are now seniors. Not so long ago, the junior school was like a desert, and a reed land deserted. There were no tables, no chairs, no classes, no teachers, and worst of them all, not a single book. Then one day, a wise man walked past this dry land. You see, he has walked past other similar lands, raising buildings, building people, shifting mindset, and demolishing stereotypes. The primary school had caught its blazing transformational fire. Everyone agreed it was the BEST best. Indeed, the Edo Basic Education sector, Edo Best, blew like whirlwind into the junior secondary school, and in 1 year, it has swept away the darkness of mediocrity and illuminated its excellent brightness. Teachers trained, buildings erected, furniture supplied. There was life again. This was when I stepped into the junior secondary school. I'm a proud product of the Edo Best. Today, we celebrate one of the feasts of the Edo Best, books. What's that saying about books and rooms? Oh, I remember. A room without books is like a body without a soul. Before you hear in this room, we have over 1.5 million textbooks, workbooks, books. All thanks goes to His Excellency, Governor Godwin Obaseki. The soul of the junior secondary school is alive. The candle has been lit. As we read and study those books, we will light up the entire Edo state with our brilliance and innovation. Yes, with books, we will light up the world. Thank you.
Come and take. So, His Excellency has said she will help him to unveil. This is a student we are proud of. You can see the honor your governor is giving you.
On behalf of His Excellency, Governor Godwin Obaseki, I have a singular honor, as he has approved, to unveil these books provided by our dear Governor. In the name of God the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Can you put your hands together for that? Is that not amazing? Let the music play as we invite the world.
Good afternoon, everyone. The State Universal Basic Education Board. For us, it's really exciting to be here. Personally, I always love coming to Edo, but today in particular, even more. There's a writer from my country and from Argentina. His name is Jorge Luis Borges. He used to say that for him, paradise was a room full of books. So I wonder if today in Edo we're also in paradise here, because this room is really, really full of books. I want to say that we always emphasize that one of the critical aspects for education reform is the political commitment, the leadership. Without that, you can have all the technical knowledge, but you cannot achieve any results. And that's what we have seen in Edo in the last 5-6 years with the Edo Best program, a high level of political commitment to improve education outcomes. And that's why since 2020, we've been supporting these efforts from the World Bank. Going forward, we think there are two priorities. One is to invest in the sustainability of these reforms, and that's why it's important that it's not only a government initiative, but also everyone who is here in this room collaborates to maintain these reforms in the future. And the second one is a very strong focus on learning outcomes. And within learning, we focus on reading. We know that reading is not only important per se, but we always say we have to learn to read in order to read to learn. So there are many other benefits, including economic growth, including social-emotional skills that come attached to reading skills. So I really wonder, today I was talking to some of the students, And I wonder how many of the pupils that are today here are going to be inspired by these books, are going to become writers in the future, and are going to, why not, help solve many of the challenges that Edo State is facing today and Nigeria as a whole. So we're very happy, and we hope to continue supporting these reforms.
Thank you very much. A standing ovation as we invite His Excellency, the man of the moment, Godwin Nogagasa Obaseki. Parapanda! Parapanda! Serenita! I feel I'm in paradise. Because according to Martin from Argentina, he said, for a great author in his country, say, what is paradise? Paradise is a room full of books for children. So they're here to train our staff on how to do the evaluations required so that we can determine whether our children are learning. Our other partners are here, our printers are here. I hope you came to celebrate with us, not to ask me for the balance of your payments. Ladies and gentlemen, and dear students, my comments are going to be brief. And it's going to be premised on the statements and comments that have been made by both the chairman of SUBEB and the task team leaders and the teachers. When we started this journey about 5-6 years ago, we were clear in our minds that what made Edo great and what has made us great as a people through generations is our ability to acquire knowledge. So if 5-6 centuries ago, we could build the kind of moat systems you see surrounding the city today, which is one of mankind's largest defense system in history. If we could create the kind of artworks we did centuries ago, it meant that we've always been a people whose development and progress is hinged on knowledge and education. The only unfortunate thing was we did not learn the art of writing. Otherwise, we'll not be where we are today. So for us as a people, learning, education is part of our DNA. Unfortunately, the chain was broken, particularly so in the last 3 decades. So when we came into office, it was clear to us that we had to reconnect that chain. And reconnecting the chain meant single-mindedness, meant focus. And I thank God that I was able to garner and gather people of like minds who are committed to reforms, who are committed to joining me to work to make sure that we had the change that we desired. Edo Best has been acclaimed a success. Edo Best is still work in progress. We've done Edo Best. We're now in the next phase, which Edo Best is, which is Edo Best 2.0. This is the first time I'm coming to inspect books because I take it for granted. But it is significant. This is important. It's important because of the decision we took last year to ensure that we disarticulate junior from senior school and bring junior school into the basic school system. And I am so glad that the chairman of SUBEB and her team bought into this idea and have done everything beyond my imagination and expectation. Within the time they've done to make it happen. When you talk about educational reforms, People just focus on the infrastructure. In the beginning of Edo Best, we focused on teachers. We focused on pedagogy. We focused on community participation, which were great foundations. Why did we do all of this? Because we wanted the children to learn. So our focus now has moved from the foundational stage to now the real purpose of why we've done what we did in the last 5-6 years. Are the children learning? For the children to learn, what must we do? Do we have instructional materials to help the teachers impart knowledge on these children so that these children can learn? That's why we have spent the resources which we have spent to purchase and create instructional materials for the new basic education system we have today, which starts from primary 1 to JSS 3. It's a feat. It's not been easy. The 2 points I want to address. First, which the TTL raised. The first is, how do we ensure that learning continues? We've started. Thanks to you, thanks to the World Bank. We really appreciate your effort and concern. And as you can see, my people are very smart. My teachers are very smart. Our education managers are very smart. Whatever you teach them to do, they will do it beyond your expectation. In this very hall was where we started Edo Best. And I thought it was a joke, but look at it today. The second issue you raised of sustainability is more challenging. Sometimes you go online and you see the attacks on me and my government. You ask, if the governor is doing all these things these people are saying he's doing, why is there so much attack on him? Nobody, I'm sure if you go on most of the blogs, you know, the critical blogs, you will not see any story about what we're doing, about the improvements we've made in our schools, about how we've translated, our school system into learning systems. You will not see it. It's part of the reform process. There, unfortunately, is a group of politicians like me who refuse to do this, what we're doing, for more than three decades, for over 2 generations. They are angry. So if we don't sustain, the threat is from them. They are waiting, let Obaseki go and they'll kill it. Why are you spending wasting all this money to buy books for children? Now books we go chop. They're not interested in they're not interested in the future. But the experience of the last 1 or 2 years have taught us that they will not succeed. They can't, because we can see the political evolution in the country. With the parents of the 370,000 children in our school systems, with the over 20,000 teachers and education managers, we will go into the streets. We will go to every household. We'll go to everywhere children are. And they have wards and caretakers. And let them know that Edo Best must be sustained. Anybody who succeeds me, or any politician that does not prioritize education, we will throw that person out of office. Will you not? Yes. Because this is how we grew up in this state. Education was a priority. We grew up with books. But suddenly, we don't know where they came from.
and they've come up with some strange order. So in terms of sustainability, we will do everything it takes to make sure that this program is sustained. The sustainability will come from those who are benefiting from the system. The pupils themselves, you must talk about it. Let the world know the changes that have occurred in your classrooms and in your lives. Let your parents know. Let your parents talk about it in the marketplace. Let them talk about it in the petrol stations. Let them talk about it in the farms and their places of work. Teachers, talk about it outside. Because sometimes you begin to feel as if their voices are more than ours. You begin to feel as if they have more strength and presence than we do. They don't. We all own Edo State. And we have decided that Edo must move. Edo must move. So I want to thank all of you that have been part of this revolution. I call it a revolution. Walking around this room, I was shocked at just a logistic nightmare of printing almost 2 million books and the logistics of distributing across the 18 local governments of this state within the short period of time you have to do it. It's not a feat that we should take for granted. We must give accolades to those managers and teachers who worked day and night over the last few weeks to make this happen. Our printers, I knew the back and forth you had to go in terms of quality and what you did to ensure that you delivered books packed on time for this process. I want to, on a final note, appeal to parents and pupils and students. Please, these items are very expensive. Your own responsibility is to use them and take care of them. Unfortunately, we don't have as much money as we used to have. Nigeria's economy is not doing as great as it used to. So we need to manage carefully what we have. Make sure that these books are not trashed. Make sure that they are used properly so that you can get the utmost from them. I trust my kids in Edo educational ecosystem. I believe in you because I've seen what you've been up to. And I know that by the grace of God, you will put these materials to the best use, and we will all, as a community, as a society, be better for it when we look back years from now and say, thank God, we took the right decisions. We had spent the resources required on education, which was the right thing to do, and we are now reaping the benefits of that investment. Once again, thank you very much. And to our visitors, please enjoy our city. It's safe, and there's quite a lot to do. Thank you very much, and good luck to all of you.
Can we put our hands together for His Excellency? The People's Club ESCs, please come for a vote of thanks. And then the closing formalities, and we'll be able to take some pictures. The Dean, Education Secretary, to move the vote of thanks.
My colleagues in other 78 of teachers in Edo State, especially those in the primary sector, because they were suffering and the last teachers were being denied so many promotions. And today, even retired teachers, my mom is a living witness, will receive salary as at when His Excellency, on behalf of my boss, Mrs. Ozavizi Salami, directors of SUBEB, all education secretary present, Asians, which is masters and headmistress, principals, teachers, pupils, and students, and all those involved in the education sector. We say thank you and God bless. I'll be on my name. We education secretaries, we have at-risk areas. We need mobilities. Even if it is the smallest Niana, give to us, we'll take it. Thank you. The request, Nigeria. You know your governor said the people are smart people. You have said it now. Ladies and gentlemen, because His Excellency does not blow his trumpet to make some money. We are going to take pictures in front of this booth. This is not Photoshop. Bloggers. And so His Excellency will take picture first with the national anthem of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. His Excellency, the Executive Chairman, led here by the HOS. Please join. Leaders of the winning team of Mr. Governor. Thank you for supporting Mr. Governor. Continue. As we invite the World Bank delegation, UNICEF, and all executive secretaries, get ready. You are next. Some to the other side, some to the right. We also invite educators, please take over the next picture. And the last will be the students. The kitty. Thank you very much. Sport. India College students. Sport. Bend down. Bend down. So you can start. So cheers. Thank you very much. God bless our governor. We allow His Excellency to leave. Stay where you are. DJ MOG.